Hey guys, long time no see. I hope you are well by the grace of Allah. Today I am gonna talking about different problems of string which have 1000 or more than 1000 ratings. So let's talk about the problems. So let's talk about the first problem. So the name of the first problem is football. So let's jump into the explanation. Suppose at first, according to the question, we have an integer. Suppose the integer is n. We take here the value of n is 5. Now we can take 5 individual team here and who is already on the game. So if I take suppose the first team AB, second team A, third team AB, fourth team A, and last team is AB. So I take here 5 different teams because the value of the n is 5. In the first game AB wins, in the second game A wins, in the third game AB wins, in the fourth game A wins, and in the last game AB wins. So who is the winner here? As you can see, the frequency of AB is 3 here, so I can write AB equal 3, and the frequency of A is 2, so A is 2. So the winner is AB because AB wins 3 times and A wins 2 times, so AB is the winner. Here take another example. Suppose I take 10 here, so now I can take 10 several teams name. Suppose I take A, B, ABS, B, CDS, A, B, PSD. So I take 10 different name of teams. So who is the winner here? Suppose here you can see the frequency of A is 1 and 2. So I can write 1 A equals 2. And after that, you can see the frequency of B is 1, 2, 3. So the frequency of B is 3. Now I can take the frequency of ABS is equal 1. So I can take ABS equal 1. And after that, I already take B. So I can take CHD. So the frequency of CHD is 2 times. So CHD equal 2. And after that, I take A, I take B, I take C, so now I can take FH, JFJ frequency 1 time, and LKS, JFIS equal 1. So as you can see, the max frequency is 3 and B has the frequency 3. So the winner is B. So the answer is obviously B. So I hope you guys get the point. At first, you have to take an integer. This is the number of the teams, and then take the team names. So which have the best frequency, it is the winner. So I hope you guys get the point. So now how can we solve this problem? Let's talk about it. So as you can see, at first I take an n, and after that I take an s. I scan the n, that means it is the number of the teams, and after that I take a map, and first data type is string and the second data type is integer, and after that I scan the team names and I put them into the map, and after that I count their frequency, and then I put the map into a vector as a pair, and after that I sort the pair and compare it, and with the help of this part I sort the vector as well as the map according to the second part descending order, and after that I print the first value here. I expect that you guys know about the map and the sorting part. So this is the solution. So let's jump into the second problem. So the name of the second problem is move brackets. It is the under of Codeforces round 653 division 3. So let's jump into the explanation. So according to the question, at first I have taken integer. Suppose the integer is n. According to the question, the n is always even number. So I can take only the first bracket as a bracket sequence. Suppose I take, so as you can see, I take 6 first bracket, 3 are opening bracket and 3 are closing bracket. So as you can see, this is not a regular bracket sequence. I hope you guys know about the regular bracket sequence. So this is not a regular bracket sequence. So according to the question, I can take any of the bracket and place it to the first of the string or at the last of the string, and I have to make the bracket as a regular bracket sequence. I have to print out what is the minimum statement that I can make the bracket regular bracket sequence. So as you can see, this is not a regular bracket sequence. If I take this bracket and place them into the first of the string, then it might be a regular bracket sequence. Or if I take this bracket and place it into the last of the string, then it will be like this. So this is a regular bracket sequence. So what is the minimum movement here? 1, right? So the answer is 1. So let's take another example. So as you can see, at first I take 10, that is means I have to take 10 brackets, and as you can see there is 5 opening bracket and 5 closing bracket. Amount of the opening bracket and amount of the closing bracket are similar in this case, and there is always a regular bracket sequence after some shiftment. I hope you guys get the point. Now as you can see, this is not a regular bracket sequence, right? So if I take these 3 bracket sequence, these 3 opening bracket sequence to the first, then it will be like this. So this is a regular bracket sequence. So I hope you guys get the point. Or if I take, like, this is the first, so if I take these 3 closing bracket to the last, so this will be like this. So this is also a regular bracket sequence, right? So I hope you guys get the point. What is the minimum shipment here? 3, right? Because I shift 3 bracket, we cannot shift 3 bracket at a time. We have to shift the 3 bracket as 3 times, because in the one time we can shift 1 bracket to the first or to the last. I hope you guys get the point. So now how we can solve this problem? So this is an stack problem. We can solve this with the help of the stack. So let's jump into the code. So as you can see, I take for, at first I take an integer and then take a string, and after that I scan both of them, and after that I declare a stack with the data type character, and after that I traverse the whole string, and if the si is equal the opening bracket sequence, then I push them into the stack, and after that if the bracket sequence is closing and the empty is not, and the string is not empty, I pop the top value of the stack. What is that means? So if I take this string as an example, so at first I take this character and this is the closing bracket, and after that I check and the stack is not empty. So in this case the stack is empty because this is the first character and we didn't put anything in into the stack, so this condition is not fulfilled. So for these 3 closing bracket, this 2 condition is not available, so that this 3 brackets, this 3 closing bracket is not considerable. After that, when I find the opening bracket, this fulfill this condition, then after that I put them into the stack, so the stack will be like this, and after that I find several opening brackets, so I put them all into the stack. So okay, so right now when I found a closing bracket, then it will be like this condition, and after that the stack is not empty. So in this time this condition is fulfilled because the stack is not empty here. So then I pop out the top value. So as you can see, when I pop the top value, then it will be like this, and after that when I find this, again this is satisfy this condition, and I pop the top value and I pop this, and after that I count how many opening bracket are left there, so we can shift them into the first of the string and make a regular bracket sequence. So I hope you guys get the point, and at last I print the count. So let's jump into the third problem. So the name of the third problem is lecture. So let's jump into the explanation. So according to the question, at first I have 2 integers. Suppose the integer is n and m. N is the number of word and m is the number of word also. So according to the question, there is a lecturer who giving the lecture and we are the students. We know 2 languages. They are named the first language and second language, and the teacher giving the lecture in the first language. So the n is the number of the word of the lecturer who is giving by the lecturer, and m is the word, the number of the word in the different languages. What does that means? That means, suppose take an example here. Suppose n is 5 and m equal 3. Then so as you can see, m is 5 here. Sorry, suppose m is 4 here. So as you can see, n is 4 here. N means the lecturer's words. That means this is the lecturer words. There are 4 words here: code forces, contest, letter, and contest. So this is the lecturer's word, and which belongs to the first language. This is the first language and this is the second language. There are 3 words from different languages. So So according to the question, the meaning of these both words are same. That means Codeforces and CodeSecRof have the same meanings. Contest and round have the same meanings, and later and message have the same meanings. So according to the question, we have to take the lecturer's words and compare them with each others, and which have the minimum length, we have to print them. What is that means? That means if I take Codeforces here, so what is the second language of the Codeforces? This is the second language. And what is the length of this both? 10 and 10. So if the length is similar here, then we can simply print the first language. So the answer is here Codeforces, right? And after that, if I take contest here, so here is the contest and the second language is round. So what is the length of the contest here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And what is the length of the round here? 1 2 3 4 5. So round has the minimum length, so we can print here simply round. And after that, I take letter here. So here I found letter and the message. So what are the length of the both? 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So letter has the minimum length, so I can print here letter. And after that, I take contest, and here you can see I already find out the contest, so here I can simply write round. So I hope you guys get the point. At first, take two integers, and the first integers indicates the number of words which have come from the lectures, and then take m, the number of words which have the individual languages. So and then compare the lecturer's words and print the words here which have the lowest length. So I hope you guys get the point. Now I'm showing my code. So as you can see, at first I take two integers n and m, and I scan them, and after that I take a map. The data type is string, and after that I take a and b. With the help of the while loop, I take the words of individual language. A is the first language word and b is the second language word, and after that I put them into the map to track them easily. And after that, I take a vector and take the lecturer's words and put them into the vector. And after that, I check the lecturer's words through the map. X dot first equal vi. What is that means? That means here we take Codeforces here. So according to my code, first languages is the first element of the map. So if I take Codeforces here, I match them with all of these words here, and if I find Codeforces matching, then I take the length of the first and length of the second. That means length of the Codeforces and length of the CodeSecRofs. And after that, I compare them. If the length of the first language is less than or equal length to, then I simply print out the first language, or otherwise I print out the second language. I hope you guys get the point. Then I break the loop automatically because I already find the letter. And according to the question, this first language have distinct words. There is no possibility that this first language have similar words. And after that, I continuously check contest, letter, and contest, and print the words which have the lowest length. I hope you guys get the point. So let's jump into the fourth problem. So the name of the fourth problem is Mahmud and longest uncommon subsequence. So let's jump into the explanation. According to the question, we have two strings and we have to find the longest uncommon subsequence which is not appears in the other string. What is that means? That means suppose we have two string a, and then here we have another string. Okay, now at first if we take this two is a substring, we can the length of this substring is 2, but we cannot take this substring because this substring is also available in this string as a substring, right? And if I take this 3 as a substring, we cannot take this 3 as a substring because here we have this substring also present, so we cannot take those substring which appears in the other string. I hope you guys get the point. Now if I take b here, so b is also a substring from this string, right? Here I can find string. I hope you guys know about the substring. And at last, if I take this whole string, then this is not appears in this string because this is greater than this string, or also this is not this string, right? So we can take this string as a substring, and we can take also this is as a substring, and this two is not similar. So we can print the highest length of the substring. Now what is the highest length here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and here 1 2 3 4 5 6. So the answer is 9. I hope you guys get the point. Now take another example. Here we can see we can take this whole string as a substring, because this substring is not appears in this string, right? And also if we take this whole string as a substring, we can take it because this whole substring is not appears in the first string, right? So what is the answer here? 5, because this substring is larger than this substring, so the answer is 5 here, right? If I take D here as a substring, we cannot take D here as a substring because D is also appeared in this case. So if we take D as a substring, D is also appears in here, so we cannot take it. I hope you guys get the point. So what is my point? My point is, if I find these two string similar, then I simply print out -1. Why? Because if I take A B A B B B, and if I take A B A B B B, so these two strings is similar, and if I take any other substring from these two strings, they are appears in others. What does that means? If I take A here, this substring is also present here, right? If I take 3b here, this substring is also present here. If I take 2b here, this is also appears in here. If I take this whole string as substring, this is also appears in here. So what is the logic here? If I find these two strings similar, then I can print simply -1, and if I find this two string is not similar, then I print the maximum length, maximum uncommon subsequence which is greater. I hope you guys get the point. Now I'm showing my code. So as you can see, at first I take two string and scan them, and after that I check if A is equal to B. That means if the two strings are similar, then I simply print out -1. If the two strings are not similar, then I simply take their length, and after that I compare that. If the X is greater than Y, then I simply print X because it is greater. Otherwise I print Y. I hope you guys get the point.